All right, folks, the big screens are going up in the Nassau Coliseum, and it's time for the Chicago portion of Wrestlemania. Now, if you were smart, you'd be heading home right about now.
You're right, Gorilla. We're live from the Rosemont Horizon for the second of 3 parts of Wrestlemania 2.
And joining me here tonight is the one and only Gene Okerlund, along with...
Well, let's just say we've got a special guest tonight, folks. Kathy Lee Crosby.
Well, when it rains, it pours, eh, Jesse? I guess you could say she's a bit of an incredible addition to our broadcast.
Well, she certainly is a fascinating lady, Gorilla. She's an actress, a former professional tennis player, even a co-host of That's Incredible.
You know, Jesse, I wasn't aware of her tennis career. Seems like she's quite a talent, reaching the top ranks in the U.S. junior competition and even playing at Wimbledon.
She's a true Renaissance woman, Gorilla. She's starred in films like Wonder Woman and The Dark, and even made a guest appearance in Kolchak, The Night Stalker.
It looks like we're in for a real treat tonight, Jesse. I wonder if we can get her to share some stories about her experiences.
Now, wouldn't that be something, Gorilla? But first, we've got some amazing wrestling action to get to. Let's get back to the matches, folks. So, apparently, this woman traveled from the future to WrestleMania 2. What was that shiny, silvery outfit she was wearing? She looked completely out there, like she was in Devo.
Yeah. I heard Kathy Lee Crosby say it's her first wrestling match ever.
Well, that makes 2 of us. Susan St. James, too, I think. Smart idea putting them on commentary, right? Especially since it's their first time seeing wrestling. I'm not trying to be sexist, but what are these women doing in the booth knowing nothing about wrestling or sports? At least if they had an athlete who could talk and improvise, that would be something. But this is just crap. It's nice to know someone's smart, but not smart enough to join the commentary booth with Gorilla Monsoon and Mean Gene Okerlund.
Yeah, I gotta agree. This is ridiculous.
Here we have Velvet McIntyre versus the fabulous Moolah. There's not much left of that whole Moolah Richter, Cyndi Lauper thing. Cyndi Lauper made an appearance on the first Saturday night's main event with Mr. T after WrestleMania 1, and that was it. She was basically done with wrestling. She was like, I don't want to be associated with this crap anymore. Now, Moolah got the championship off of Richter when Richter started being a pain in the ass, at least in the eyes of management. They basically double-crossed her, taking the belt from her in a surprise fashion. Moolah did the double cross as the Spider Lady. November 25, 1985, that was the original screw job. And then Richter quit. Despite being one of the centerpiece attractions of the original WrestleMania, this is what's left of the WWF women's picture come WrestleMania 2. This is the last time we see a championship match with the ladies' title featured on WrestleMania until WrestleMania 10.
Wow, that's quite a story. It's definitely a far cry from what we saw at WrestleMania 1.
And did Velvet McIntyre borrow her hair from Bobby Eaton?
It's hard to believe that with all these women, they couldn't put together a decent match. They were forced to put Velvet against Moolah. I heard she was supposed to go on a tour of Kuwait with a group of Moolah's women, but they made her fight instead.
Well, whatever the case, it's a sad state of affairs for the women's division right now. Well, folks, we're about to witness a clash of titans. The fabulous Moolah, the longest reigning women's champion in history, defends her title against the challenger, Velvet McIntyre.
This feud's been brewing for weeks, Jesse. And I gotta say, I'm intrigued to see how this one plays out.
And it looks like Moolah's going straight for the kill. Right out of the gate, she lays into McIntyre with a vicious slap.
That's the Moolah we know. She's not messing around tonight.
An Irish whip sends McIntyre crashing into the ropes. She's stunned, but trying to recover.
Can McIntyre withstand this onslaught?
She's leaping. A drop kick. She's going for another. Over and over again.
McIntyre's finding her rhythm now. But can she keep up with the veteran champion?
A big slam. She's got Moolah down, and now she's heading up top. Oh, she's going for the splash.
Will this be it? Will McIntyre finally dethrone the Queen?
Moolah's dodging it. She's out of the way. And Moolah's covering. 1, 2, 3. The fabulous Moolah retains the title.
Well, that was quick. That was over in 1 minute and 25 seconds. I might be seeing a new record here, Jesse.
Well, Gorilla, maybe it was a record for the shortest, crappiest match. Or the least necessary match at WrestleMania 2.
It was a real quick one, that's for sure. You know, I noticed something odd during the match. It looked like Velvet's gear might have ripped during the match. She was struggling to stay in her top after the pin.
That could explain the quick finish, Gorilla. It might have been a safety precaution.
Well, whatever the reason, there wasn't much substance to this match. But then again, it's a Moolah match, so I guess we shouldn't have expected too much.
You're right, Gorilla. Maybe we'll see more of this feud down the line.